Imagine crafting the entire blueprint of reality, only to be instantly overthrown by two mindless monsters created entirely by accident. The Hindu creator god Brahma sat peacefully on a lotus suspended in an infinite dark ocean. Meanwhile, the preserver of the universe, Vishnu, was fast asleep. From the slumbering god's earwax, two creatures slowly crawled out, Madhu and Kaitabha. Surrounded by an endless expanse of cosmic water, the brothers simply began to drink. The fluid nourished them, and their bodies swelled to massive proportions. With their size came a blinding arrogance. They were now the biggest things in the universe, and they knew it. Wandering the cosmos, they stumbled upon Brahma and demanded he surrender his throne or fight. When the creator refused, the massive brothers violently shook his lotus. The Vedas, the sacred blueprints of existence, slipped from Brahma's grasp, falling through the petals. The monster snatched them up and buried them deep beneath the water. The architect of the universe was paralyzed. His blueprints were gone, and he possessed absolutely no physical power to fight back against these colossal brutes. The only being who could stop them was Vishnu, and he was nowhere to be found. Vishnu was locked in Yoga Nidra. This is a mystic, dreamless state between being awake and asleep that rendered the god oblivious to the universe's destruction. Brahma shrieked into the void, but Vishnu didn't even stir. Desperate, the creator realized he couldn't reach Vishnu directly. He had to pray to the goddess of sleep herself, Nidra, begging her to release her grip on the preserver before reality was erased. Nidra responded to the plea. The god opened his lotus eyes, took one look at the paralyzed creator and the stolen texts, and realized at once that all of creation was in peril. To match the physical threat, Vishnu began assuming a new form. Brahma gazed at a lustrous mane and a massive equine frame as the god became Hayagriva, the horse-headed one. Even with the head of a stallion and the body of a titan, Vishnu faced two beings who grew stronger with every drop of cosmic water they consumed. The horse-headed god collided with the two brothers, unleashing a wave of physical destruction across the dark cosmic ocean. But Madhu and Kaitabha had a tactical advantage. They fought as a unit. When one brother began to tire from Vishnu's blows, the other would immediately step in, keeping a fresh fighter in the ring. This cycle didn't last for hours or days. The battle raged continuously for 5,000 years with no clear victor. Exhausted and drained, Vishnu fathomed that physical strength would no longer work. Raw power would never win this war. Vishnu lowered his mace and dissolved his aggressive stance, signaling a total departure from physical combat. The god folded his hands and addressed the monsters in a tone most honeyed. He bowed before their skill, calling them incomparable and unconquerable. Paying homage to their power, Vishnu offered them a tribute. He promised to grant them a boon, a magical wish, telling them to name anything and it would be theirs. The ancient text captures the trap. The brothers sneered, seeing only a petrified weakling. Blinded by ego, they demanded Vishnu ask them for a wish. That was his exact cue. He smiled and said, "Grant me then that I may kill you both." By letting the brothers believe they were in absolute control, the preserver secured a checkmate that no amount of muscle could break. Silence fell as the reality of the trap sank in. The brothers realized they had walked into a trap with their eyes wide open, bound to death by their own word. In a final bid for survival, they looked at the endless water stretching in every direction. They stipulated they could only be killed in a place where there was no water. The Hayagriva smiled again. He began growing in size, expanding his form until he towered above the ocean, blending with the sky itself. He lifted Madhu and Kaitabha out of the water and placed them on each of his massive, dry thighs. There, above the waterline, he beheaded them. Born from the protector's ears, the two brothers now lay lifeless across his own dry limbs. With the battle won and the Vedas retrieved, Brahma could resume his work. But the massive corpses of the cosmic beings still remained. Vishnu instructed Brahma to extract the meda, or biological fat, from the corpses to forge the solid crust of the earth. This origin gave the world the name Medini, a term for earth derived from that fat, and established the ancient cultural concept that the soil was unfit for consumption. This ancient account of the brothers' remains mirrors the structure of our modern world. The 6 fragments from each brother, 12 in total, correspond to the 12 major tectonic plates. These are the massive, interlocking sections of the Earth's crust that slowly drift over the mantle. This ancient mythology provided an imaginative framework for early civilizations, using an epic conflict of the mind to explain the shifting, strategic nature of the planet we live on.